Hi, how's it going? This is Reza of Collinwood for YouTube, and I'm here to do a review of one of my favorite noir films of all time, 1949's The Third Man. And this movie stars Joseph Cotten and Orson Welles. The two were really great friends outside of acting. They were really best friends, really. And in this movie, it's fitting because they play best friends. And you might say, well, who does Joseph Cotten play? Joseph Cotten plays a writer named Holly Martins. And Holly is, he writes books, he writes westerns and stuff. And he hasn't been successful. Um, he's pretty much broke. Um, he's not money. He's basically going to Germany to two things. One, to get a job from his friend. His friend wanted him to come there and write for him. So his friend Harry Lime, who's played by Orson Welles, you know, he hires him to write for him. And you think, well, this movie's pretty simple. It seems pretty straightforward. But I promise you, once you watch this movie, there's nothing straightforward about it, and that's what's beautiful about it. That's what I love about this movie. Holly Martins gets there, and he soon learns that Harry Lime has been killed. Well, Harry Lime is dead, actually. And there's his girlfriend who's at the funeral. He's at the funeral, and he can't believe it. Like, wait a second, like my friend's dead. Like, why? What happened? And what the police tell him is that Harry Lime was a racketeer. Harry Lime was doing very bad things, and he doesn't even want to hear that bullshit. He feels that his friend isn't that way, and that, first his response is pretty natural, and he starts not just digging at the police, but digging at his friend's death. Like, why? Why did this really happen? Is this why? He's turning over every stone he can to find out the truth. And throughout this story, Holly Martins, Joseph Cotten's character, I mean, he's hounded by the police. He's hounded by people who are just chasing after him because he's chasing after the truth. I mean, the guy is getting pushed and pushed and pushed. And he does talk to Harry Lime's girlfriend, who he's sweet on. He's attracted to her and in love with her too. And they're talking and talking throughout the film. And he's trying to get a gauge of what she knows. And they're sort of talking about how selfish Harry could be. Come to find out, the police show Holly Martins the truth. They show him, hey, this is what he was doing. They show him the evidence, and they show him these sick kids, and some of them even died because they gave him bad medicine. That Harry Lime gave these kids bad medicines, and it sort of discusses, Holly. Holly's sort of angry. Here's his friend who's dead, who sort of brought him here under false pretense, really. At least from his standpoint, and he never really got to confront his friend on any of this. And he's coming out of his friend's girlfriend's apartment, if you will, and it's dark, and again, this guy's been hounded and pushed, and he's drunk, and he feels that somebody again is following him, and he sees this figure, standing in the dark, and he says, "Why don't you just come on out, come on out?" And then a light clicks on, and the light reveals standing there is Harry Lime. He's alive. And it's one of the most beautiful shocks of the film. It really is. It's like, holy shit. I mean, it's just gut punching, and it's beautiful. I mean, look, Joseph Cotten and Orson Welles had great chemistry, and in this film, they were both superb. I mean, if I had to recommend one film they were in together, and they were in a couple, everyone's going to say Citizen Kane. I would actually pick this over Citizen Kane. I would. I know a lot of people are going to go the other way, and that's fine. I understand why, but I prefer this. I prefer The Third Man, and it's just a beautiful. It's a wonderful movie. It really is. It's a hell of a story. It's set and filmed in post-World War II Germany. They show the devastation of the buildings, the destruction. They show the underground sewer system. I mean, they show everything. And just when you think you have everything figured out in this movie, this movie just keeps hitting you. And Holly cuts a deal. He decides that he tells the police about Harry being alive, and he makes a deal with them that he'll help set him up. He'll help the police, set Harry up for them to arrest him if they give the girl, passports so she doesn't have to return home or, get her in any trouble. And, I think that Harry Lime's girlfriend is a hypocrite? No, I don't. I just think she was a girl who was in love with a man she loved very much. She didn't care what he did. She knew how selfish he was, and yet she still loved him. And it's really just so when Holly Martins explains to her, Harry's coming here, we're going to arrest him, you'll get your passport. She's so mad at Holly, and Harry comes and she warns him, and that's when really Harry wants to kill Holly. Harry wants to kill him, and I can't say, it's like holy shit, And there's a great chase through the sewer system, and this movie is a 10 out of 10 to me. You can't go wrong watching it. Again, I didn't reveal everything, but I revealed the majority, because I think this is just a film you gotta see for yourself and just appreciate for what it is. And again, really well done. And at the end, they're at, Harry Lime does die for real, and they're at his funeral. His girlfriend is there. Holly Martins is there. And you think the girlfriend's gonna approach Holly and maybe say something. No, she walks right by him, stonewalls him. And it's just one of the biggest, it's basically her saying, to hell with you. I didn't ask you for anything. I didn't tell you to do that. And I wouldn't have portrayed him that way. She felt that even though what Harry was doing, Holly had betrayed their friendship and just betrayed her as well. I think it's just, this movie will leave you just with your jaw open, because it's like, holy shit. Again, one of my favorite noir films ever. I would recommend this movie any day of the week and 3 times on Sunday. I hope you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. And I hope you enjoy this video, so thank you.